Now, there's been no rain for a few days and the ground is a treat, so we should see some more open footy today.
More open footy and greater skills today, I think, will be on show. It was muddy on Wednesday at Southport. And then on Monday, a little bit slippery, a bit of drizzle at Metricon Stadium. So this is by far the best day that we've had in terms of ground conditions and weather. Really looking forward to it. The Eastern Allies would be a little frustrated. They've come close in the first couple of games. Didn't come up with the chocolates. Vic Metro being very dominant. A lot of talent out on the park. So looking forward to this final day of action here as part of the 2019 NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships.
As we see the umpire Nicholas Malia with the ball in the middle, just about ready to go. Vic Metro, well, they've won their first couple of games in round 2 this week. Of course, they defeated Western Australia on day 1 and beat Queensland in a really tight match at Southport on Wednesday by 3 goals. The Eastern Allies just down to Central Allies and Vic Country. So it's going to be a good match. We're in the middle, just about ready to go. Coming down Vic Metro, once again, Gabby Newton getting involved immediately. You can see that the ball's bouncing along a hell of a lot more than it did. Morris Dalton got tackled off the ball. Nice little sell of the dummy from Horn, put it inside 50. Grant couldn't quite take it at ground level at Xenos. Can she do something with it? Eastern Allies have got the numbers there. They're just holding it up. Just pops back outside defensive 50 for the Allies. Mia King putting her head over the ball, as she does usually, and the ball goes over the boundary line. Doyle as well there for the Eastern Allies. We'll get a throw in.
So kicking towards the left-hand end, the clubroom end of Bond University. The scene for today's matches, 3 of them coming your way, all live through the AFLW YouTube page. Vic Metro work it to Horn, just bobbled out of her hands. McClelland fires the handball back to Theodore, who is captain today for Vic Metro, taking on the duties as they rotate it through the side. We'll get a boundary throw in. Beautiful sunshine. Mid-20s expected today here on the Gold Coast as it's thrown back into play. Newton roving, fires the handball back to McClelland. Goes in the Patrikios direction, weighted out the back, gathers, gives the handball off to Xenos. Does nicely to put it inside, attacking 50 for Vic Metro. Coming out to meet it there was Harley. Did well to shrug the tackler off. Dennehy Maloney gets it to Patrikios, who sets sail from 40 metres out offline. And a minor score to get us underway here at Bond University.
So played just under 2 minutes of the first term. Vic Metro with the first score on the board, and you can already see that the freedom of movement that wasn't there in the first couple of days as Eastern Allies bring it out. Good attack on the ball from Dennehy Maloney. Eastern Allies under a lot of pressure. Good tackle there from Xenos, brings the ball to ground. Getting up there, the last person to hand it back was Olivia O'Donnell. So the Allies under pressure, Vic Metro in attack. Good tackle there. Brought down Morris Dalton. Nobody going anywhere. Garnett, who's been quite good. She's tackled into the ground as well. So another ball up in a similar spot. Saxon Jones for Vic Metro gets the ball down. Attacking the ball nicely. O'Donnell got it away. Not getting a lot of room to move either side at the moment. It comes out to Goodneck, who was best on ground last game. Oh, good mark. Taken by Brianna Tarrant from the East Coast Eagles. Really good defensive reading of the play.
Certainly was, although she's a little indecisive where to go with this kick. High ball in the Mia King direction. Got swallowed by the pack. Laying on the tackle there was Pease. Ball squeezed out. Good tackle laid on by Horn. Been prominent early for Vic Metro. Saxon Jones toe pokes it forward. Van Oosterwyk back in the side today after missing Wednesday's game with an ankle complaint. Ball close to the boundary line being shovelled around. Saxon Jones with her hands on the footy. A centering ball for Vic Metro. It's danger for the Eastern Allies, who just get a hoping kick away from the contest. They might work it free here off half back. They've done well to get it to the wing. Straight down the throat, though, of Felicity Theodore.
Oh, and she follows up. Read it beautifully, did Theodore. Gave it to Xenos. Brushes one off. Runs in from 30 and drills it home for Vic Metro. Really good play, and that was off the back of Felicity Theodore, who just read it beautifully, played on, and put the pass in the path of her teammate. Well done, Vic Metro.
Brilliant passage of play. Brilliant passage of play. And That's what we're anticipating today, the fast movement, high skill execution. And we got a sample of it there. Just under 11 minutes remaining in the opening term here at Bond University. And at the moment it's Vic Metro, 117 leading the Eastern Allies, yet to score. Vic Metro done most of the attacking in the opening 4.5 minutes of the match. They'll win it out here again. Newton playing a more midfield role today, spending a majority of Wednesday's game forward. It's being hurried out of the contest here by Hurley. The umpire says there's a bit of holding going on and the Eastern Allies will get the free kick. High ball towards half forward. Oh, sitting beautifully back there was Laura McClelland. Will bring it to the broadcast side. Fitzgerald had a couple of to beat. Coming late, Isabella Grant. Vic Metro get a hurry kick forward. Came off the hands of Nell Morris-Dalton, who kept going, but's under enormous pressure. She sat on top of Phillips. Ball squeezed out. Fitzgerald gives the handball to Grant from 45 metres out. Vacant goal square. It's not online, though. Another minor score for Vic Metro. They're attacking 1-2-8. The Eastern Allies yet to score.
So the Allies really under a lot of pressure early as Prokopik brings the ball out. Kicks it to the pack. Oh, good juggling effort there. Gabby Newton, she can play this girl. 50-metre penalty as well. And that's encroaching. Looks like it might have gone against Mia King there, just getting in the area. So Gabby Newton, she'll go right down to the goal square here. Had a great goal in the last game against Queensland where she laid the tackle and then dropped the goal in from this more or less the exact same spot. Different oval, but same spot. Gabby Newton for the second goal for Vic Metro, waltzes in and bangs it through. She loves it and the girls get around her as well. Second goal for Vic Metro, 2-2-14 to the Eastern Allies, yet to score. And we've played just over 6 minutes of this first term.
And looking at the early stats, it's being very dominant the way of Vic Metro. 6 inside 50s to 1 so far. Possessions 24-11 in favour of Vic Metro and leading on the ground at the moment. 4 apiece to McClelland and Newton, dominating around the midfield. Yeah,
and McClelland just coming off the half-back line as well, just providing them with a bit of drive as well. They just seem to be utilising the corridor when they can as well.
Eastern Allies just need to lay on a little more defensive pressure, trying to stem the flow at the moment. 8.5 minutes remaining, opening term. Ball one down there by Taylor for the Eastern Allies, who again find themselves under enormous pressure. Trying to extract it there was Edwards. Ball squeezed out. Eastern Allies get it forward. Was searching for Garnett, bobbled out of her hands. Straight to the deck. Georgia Stathis getting involved after a brilliant final term at Southport on Wednesday.
Yeah, she was right in it. The girl from the Western Jets, Elizabeth Georgia Stathis. But she had a lot of mates too.
She certainly did. Ball up back again. Just attacking side of centre for the Eastern Allies. But it's Vic Metro again doing the attacking work. Xenos getting her hands on the footy under pressure from King. May have coughed it up here for Val. Up against the boundary line. Did well to get the handball to Taylor. Goes inboard with the kick. This is better from the Eastern Allies. Taking the mark on that outer side is Olivia Edwards. The kick towards centre half forward beat all comers. Lagoya got a shove in the back and will get a free kick.
Yeah, just a little bit clumsy that one there. Just only missed by a little bit that kick, but it shows that if you don't hit the target, you're really putting your team under pressure. Bannon now for Vic Metro, chips it forward. Georgia Stathis goes back inboard, lowers the eyes. It tried to find a teammate, but actually just turned it over. It was well read in the end there by Doyle. It's coming back out for the Allies. Doyle kicks it in the P's direction. Well rove, good handball coming out there as well. That was good work from Hurrell. Ended up in the hands of Edwards, but now it's intercepted there by Sansonetti.
Off half back for Vic Metro, goes inboard with the kick. Emma Horn will wheel around on the right. Oh no, Gabby Newton in a whole lot of space. Will put it long inside 50, just a little wide there of Van Oosterwyk, who chases it. Boundary line beats all comers. And we'll throw it in deep inside 50 for Vic Metro. They're 2-2-14. The Eastern Allies yet to score.
Just having a look at Laura McClelland just coming off there, looking a little bit battered and bruised. She's limping as she comes off the field. She's replaced by Isabella Grant.
Saxon Jones to do the ruck work. Just went over their heads. Favell out the back. Oh, escapes the tackle from Saxon Jones. No, she didn't. So Cleo Saxon Jones, who was dominant on Monday at Metricon Stadium, kicked 2 goals. Probably should have been 3. I think one was claimed to... No, it was 3 goals. The one on the boundary line.
They gave it to her.
They ended up giving it to her.
Yeah.
So Cleo Saxon Jones comes in. Long kick.
Ooh. Brilliant
Kick. Cleo Saxon Jones gets her first. And Vic Metro, they are skipping away at the moment. 3-2-20. The Eastern Allies yet to score.
Yeah, it's been quite clinical when it comes down to it, but when you can get a player like Saxon Jones having a ping at goal, and especially over on the far side, Gabby Newton on her own, dangerous prospect when she's actually in the middle of traffic, but when she's on her own and the time as well. So they've had a fair few opportunities. Just interesting looking at Van Oosterwyk. Running around number 7 for Vic Metro. You said she had an ankle issue and was out the last game. I saw during the warm-ups that they were really working on a directional change to see how she was going. So we'll watch with interest as she goes through the game. Vic Metro now, through Barber, picks the ball up. Good tackling in there again. Eastern Allies are desperate. Whelan was in there. And we'll have a ball up. Last person to get up was Giorgio Stathis. Oh, good ruck work. Giorgio Stathis didn't quite take it with her. Goes forward now. Adwogo. They're inside 50, just the Allies. Can they do something with it? Sansonetti gets the ball out for Vic Metro. Got the handball. Webster for the Allies. Can't pick it up. Towed forward for Vic Metro. They're just... Oh, what a tackle. That's brutal.
Bulldogs fans would like that.
Oh, they absolutely would adore that. That's coming off... Isabella Grant, like father, like daughter. That's amazing tackle. It's kicked towards half forward. The Allies desperate in defence. They've got some numbers here. Taylor can't quite pick it up. It's stuck underneath several. We'll get a ball up at half forward for Vic Metro. The wind is favouring the left of screen. Of course, the end that Vic Metro are kicking to, but that's not quite the sole reason why they're leading by 20 points.
Dominant around the footy, Patrikios. Oh, beautiful by hands here, Vic Metro. Kick inside 50 for Val. Got a hand to it. She's got Nell Morris-Dalton to beat, who did well. Gives the handball to Newton, who gets it to Van Oosterwyk. From point-blank range, goes bang. Her first. 4-2-26 now. Vic Metro leading the Eastern Allies, who are yet to score. And not quite a panic button just yet, but you'd be starting to get nervous on the Eastern Allies bench.
Oh, when it comes down to it, Vic Metro, I think personally, have been the pick of the sides throughout this championships in this round this week from what we've seen. The clinical use of the ball, even during those muddy and damp conditions, but now we see it drying out, and they're utilising their run-and skills, and they're going to be quite damaging today, I must say, even though the Eastern Allies girls are really putting up a good defensive fight. We've got in the middle. Here comes Hurrell. Got the ball back. Once again, they're worried off it. That was Alana Barber who worried her opponent off the ball as they bring it forward down the outer side. Van Oosterwyk's going to be pressuring her opponent there in Evans. Evans did well just to keep towing the ball forward. She's on the boundary line here. Will she pick it up? Tackled there by Zenos. Umpire says we'll ball it up on the outer side, just in front of those grandstands. You can see the punters shading their eyes here. It's going to be a beautiful day on the Gold Coast. A wonderful day to finish these NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships.
So being paddled forward, Gutnick hovering. So to Fitzgerald, neither could get hands to it. Dennehy Maloney was the one that got caught. Players just diving on top of the footy. Eastern Allies happy as to cause another stoppage. Just attacking side of the outer wing for them. Dennehy Maloney going up against Hurley. The umpires picked out a free kick, and it will go the way of the Eastern Allies in the hands of Zoe Hurrell. She goes towards centre half forward with the kick. Comes off hands. Barber, hurry kick off the boot for Vic Metro. Bounced past Van Oosterwyk. Had support there in Harley though. Kicks it around. Did well to get it to Grant. Goes inside 50 with the kick. Went past Xenos. Didn't matter, though, because Nell Morris-Dalton was coming. Her handball just missed the intended target. Hurry kick from Evans to try and get it out of traffic for the Eastern Allies. Now in the hands of Whelan in the middle. It's going to come straight back, though. Vic Metro take the mark.
And it's through the agency of Goodneck, and it's a great lead. Good pass. Bannon put on the lead, and Goodneck dropped it on her chest. Handball running back to Goodneck, who followed up, kicks it to the top of the square, off hands. Great work again. As we said, Brittany Goodneck was probably best on ground against Queensland in the last match, and what a passage of play there. But that's brutal scoring from, that's 10 inside 50s, 11 inside 50s to 2 to Vic Metro so far.
Yeah, they've had all the momentum in this term. Patrikios to the right-hand side. Had a good championships. 4-4-28 now, Vic Metro. Eastern Allies yet to score. Closing in on the quarter-time siren here at Bond University. The Eastern Allies will work it down the outer side. And in the hands of Webster, we hit quarter time. 4-4-28, the Vic Metro side leads the Eastern Allies. No score. Goal kickers Xenos, Van Oosterwyk, Gabby Newton and Cleo Saxon-Jones from the opening term.
11 inside 50s to 2 for the terms of Vic Metro. 53 to 33 the disposal. So it's a plus 20 situation. So it's a nomination of that first quarter. We'll be back with the second quarter very shortly here at the NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships. Welcome back to Bond University for the final day of the NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships. In the first game, Eastern Allies versus Vic Metro. At quarter time, Vic Metro dominant 4-4-28. The goal scorers Theodore, Newton, Saxon Jones and Van Oosterwijk. As I say, Eastern Allies yet to score. As far as the stats go, well, it's domination from Vic Metro. They're plus 20 in the disposals, 11-2 in the inside 50s, basically everything else. The only stat that the Eastern Allies leading is the rebound 50s, of course, 7-2 at the moment. But Matthew Cox and Michael Price calling all of the action. Matthew, it has been a dominant display by the Vic Metro girls, really enjoying these dry conditions.
Yeah, they just like using the footy. And with class in the midfield, Gabby Newton being outstanding early, 7 touches already. Xenos also prominent. They've just got a great midfield working at the moment. The Eastern Allies just need to find a little something. Obviously 3 games in 5 days takes its toll, and they were very competitive on both Monday and Wednesday. Let's hope they can turn it around in the second term. Bouncing ball. Hamilton head over the footy, as she has done all week for the Eastern Allies. She's caught and the umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. Dennehy Maloney got a hand to it, but it was Hillabrook Stanbrook that got caught. Gabby Newton goes high in the Georgia Stathis direction, came off her hands. Might get the handball back here, does, gives it back to Gabby Newton, who gets caught by Mia King, who will get the free kick at centre half back for the Eastern Allies. Has Favell on this broadcast wing. She takes the mark, defensive side of it. Wants to move it quickly. It's a low piercing ball, had a couple of options. The mark there taken by Zoe Hurrell. Centre wing broadcast side, high ball to the top of the 50 arc, just through the hands of Odwogo. Goes backwards, but Favell will take the mark. Attacking side of the broadcast wing for the Eastern Allies. This is better.
Abby Favell inside 50. Oh, just cut off there. Vic Metro defence have got this under control. It's hacked forward, though. Could be coming back for the Allies, but was stuck underneath the body there. Last person coming up with the ball there was Georgia Garnett. We're back into the middle. Dominant ruck display by Dennehy Maloney there. Got it away. Now there's a clash of the Titans, isn't it? Patricios versus King for the Eastern Allies. King comes out. Handball back. It's going to go back inside 50. Reading it well. But it's bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. It could actually be... Oh, gee whiz. That was one of those balls that was just teasing. It was really well read at the back of the pack there by Dennehy Maloney. But it was just rolling away. Went through for a behind. First score to the Allies.
Looking a little sharper in this second term. Gabby Newton directs traffic. Goes towards centre half back, searching for Patricios. Got knocked out of her hands. Eastern Allies pressing forward again. Hamilton involved, getting stripped of the footy there, though. Emily Pease, and a free kick will go the way of Barber. Centre half back from the Calder Cannons goes wide to Isabella Grant. Potential father-daughter pick with the Western Bulldogs. Goes long. Oh, great pack mark there taken by Brianne Tarrant. Defensive side of the outer wing for the Eastern Allies.
Yeah, great mark. Good kick too. Spotted up Paris Crelly. Good lead. She honoured that lead. So Crelly just pops it over the top of the pack. Geez, that was red as soon as it came off the boot. Well done by Fitzgerald. There's been another whistle on play though.
Yeah, Cleo Saxon-Jones just leapt a little early in the contest, and the umpires paid the free kick the way of the Eastern Allies.
Okie dokie. So I thought Fitzgerald was away to the races there, but nothing happening. So the ball's going to come back there to Hilla Stanbrook, who's probably Eastern Allies' best against Vic Country. Long kick. Back of the pack, Adwogo. Gets the handball away, intercepted though. It was to Theodore, who just got it out of the pack. Back to Hilla Stanbrook, top of the square. Back of the pack is Crelly. She tries to pick it up. He gets worried off the ball. Mia King enters the fray. Her and Patricios not far away from each other. It's another throw in. It's they have upped the ante, haven't they, the Eastern Allies in this quarter?
Just need to get reward for effort, something that they didn't do as much as they would have liked in both Monday and Wednesday's games. They need to get a score on the board here while they're applying pressure. Won't get it with Burke, who gets a clearing kick from the contest. Coming through traffic there was Georgia Stathis. Sorry, that was Lagoya. Up and under kick. Favell hunting it. Has support. Hurried off the ball there was Taylor. Into the hands now of Fitzgerald for Vic Metro. Puts it into space. Ball bobbling at half forward. Oh, the Eastern Allies players took each other out. Opportunity opens up for Bannon. She loses control of it. Gathers under pressure. Gets boot to ball. Van Oosterwyk in the pocket. Is she over the boundary line? No, she's able to keep it in play. Eastern Allies are caught. Bannon applying the tackle. The umpire says, give it to me, old ball and up. Caught there, Sophie Phillips for the Eastern Allies.
Oh, geez, they don't muck around with the tackling either, do they? Just see both sets of players very sore as they get up from those tackles. Van Oosterwyk under a lot of pressure. She gets to the ball first, gets the handball away to Zenos. Zenos has a ping at it across the face. Pease leads the chase for the Allies. Did well to pick it up and get away from the tackle. Well done, Pease. Little chipping pass. That was very nice there. It ended up in the hands of Crelly, Paris Crelly, just outside defensive 50. Going down the line. Good spoil there from Hartwig on a Dwogo. Ball spills now. It's there in the hands of Prokopic. She dribbles it forward. Should have been picked up there. Nothing doing. It's going forward for the Allies. It's going to be an awkward bounce. There's nobody at home. So coming out, it's going to be quite an easy out here as Patricios picks it up and goes.
The class off the half-back line from the Calder Cannon skipper. Too far. I think a little long to touch it on the ground.
Meh.
Either way, Eastern Allies will get the free kick in the middle. Garnett loads up. Long kick up the corridor. Gabby Newton in the hole just through her fingers, but will gather. Gives the handball to Cleo Saxon-Jones. Just wants to clear 50. Did it well. Grant receives the handball, but it's caught immediately by Tarrant. Ball spills free. Again, the tackling pressure in the back, says the umpire. Advantage taken here by Garnett. Goes towards half forward on the outer side. Theodore chasing it, paddling it. Couldn't take it cleanly. Ball spills from the contest. Vic Metro under all sorts of pressure. Great endeavour work there from Olivia Edwards to cause the stoppage on half forward.
Geez, that was a brutal tackle as well. The girls showing absolutely no mercy when it comes to these tackles. No quarter shown. Well done to Garnett, who comes around, hooks it. Spoiling effort there comes from Hartwig for Vic Metro. They've got the numbers again towards the boundary line. Purcell loops it over the top. Well done, Theodore. Controlled it. Looped a handball over the top. She goes for the 1-2 with Lagoya. Now there's a free kick on play here. It's going to go back there. High shot. And just a little bit slow in getting up. Felicity Theodore scored the first goal of the game, and a ripper it was too. Let's see what she can do out of defence for Vic Metro. Shipping it forward. That's a good effort at Mark Dennehy Maloney. I love the way she flies at the ball. Now at the ground level, Allies have got the ascendancy. O'Donnell chipping it forward. Pease over the top, off hands. Barber's going to get there for Vic Metro. No, the ball's going to spill across the boundary line next to the behind post. We'll get a throw in. Metro haven't scored this quarter. Just the one behind to Eastern Allies. 27 points the margin. Vic Metro lead.
7.5 minutes remaining in this opening half. Day 3, game 1 at Bond University. Eastern Allies taking on Vic Metro. Hilla Stanbrook brought it to ground. Newton roving. Kick smothered. She goes back in after it. Does Gabby Newton. Pops the handball over the top. Searching for Georgia Stathis. Stolen by Hilla Stanbrook. Squeezed out. Eastern Allies up against the boundary line. King. Centering ball. Good. Oh, grab there from Sarah Hartwig in the back pocket. Takes the mark. Just to come to the broadcast side for Vic Metro. Bouncing ball will be taken here by Sansonetti. Puts it over the top. Favell will be the first one there for the Eastern Allies. So they're going to send it back inside attacking 50 to kick. A scrubber along the deck. Dennehy Maloney coming in. She's caught. Extracting it there was Whelan. Just trying to move it forward at all costs. Purcell for Vic Metro. Up and under kick. There's a dribble over the boundary line now. It does. in the hands of Tani Evans.
So it was 11-2, the inside 50s at quarter time in favour of Vic Metro, and now it's 13 to 6. So they've only added 2, whereas Eastern Allies have added 4. So they definitely, you can hear the wind actually coming through the effects microphone as well. To your left of screen, it is favouring that end. There you go, that's the voice of Victoria Metro coach Nathan Burke yelling his instructions, and the ball goes to the top of the square for the Eastern Allies. Once again, Hartwig, she's been dominant in defence so far. Gives it across. It's chipped up. Good fly there from Zenos, brought the ball to ground. The handball just missed the target there. It was Horn who was trying to give it away. Well picked up there by Webster. She's tackled into the ground. McClellan. Now it's back to Zenos. Zenos tackled by Mia King. The ball spills. Well done to Maury, who turns around, puts it up to half forward. Vic Metro with the numbers yet again, though. They've seemed to have the numbers at the fall of the ball at all times. Here's Barber. What a great transitional kick.
Again, found Lagoya in space. Pops it forward for Vic Metro. There's just players everywhere on the ground for them. Toe poke in from Bannon. Top of the goal square here for Gutnick. Just got hurried off the footy. Goes back in after it. And there'll be a free kick going the way of the Eastern Allies on the last line of defence. Umpire wasn't too happy with the response that he got, so awards a 50-metre penalty the way of the Eastern Allies. No one stands the mark here for Hurley. Long kick in towards the middle. Theodore, bottom of the contest, flicked the handball out. Lagoya again in space, just whacks it on the boot. And a good mark there taken by Laura McClellan.
She chips it inside 50. Bounces freely there. Bannon goes back around. Morris Dalton pushes off one. Left foot to the top of the square. It's going to be a good contest. Over the top. Top of the square. Forget about that. What about the back of the square and over the goal umpire? Well done. She's kicked a couple. She's got 1 goal per game. 1 goal against WA, 1 goal against Queensland, and now she's got 1 on the board against the Eastern Allies. 5-4-34 Vic Metro, 1 straight behind to Eastern Allies. 33 points the margin, and there's about 3.5 left of this second term.
It was just brilliant there from Morris Dalton. Thought about the pass off, waited, stopped, assessed, and had the time to do that. Didn't feel under a lot of pressure. And then decides I'll have a snap and put it through for a goal.
Well, I was giving her the benefit of the doubt that she was just popping it up as a teammate pass, but when you've got the skills, why not have a go?
Yeah.
Just having a look on the Vic Metro bench, Isabella Grant, it looks like the left hand, it looked like a dislocated finger or something similar. We'll keep an eye on it.
Ball back in the middle. 3 minutes left on the clock as we restart play. Term probably gone the way of the Eastern Allies, but just haven't been able to apply the scoreboard pressure. Fitzgerald emerging from the pack, chips it short, looking for Gutnick, has space and time to gather, does, flicks the handball over the top to Fitzgerald, who's offline. Minor score. 5-5-35, plays 1 behind, Vic Metro leading. 2.5 minutes remaining on the clock.
Yeah, just had a little bit more time there. Just Fitzgerald as they bring the ball back in. Eastern Allies, that's a good pass from Evans. Finds a teammate. Dangerous kick coming back into that centre-half back position. Turnover, and if it does happen, it is in a dangerous spot. It has happened. The Victorian side have the ball. It's with Felicity Theodore. Just puts it into the space. Well read there by Emily Pease from the Belconnen Magpies. She took that mark and then went out to the right spot. Just overcooked the kick a little bit. It's well played by Gemma Lagoya, who brings it back to centre half forward. Nicely read, Georgia Stathis. Good little player, this girl. Kicks it into the pocket. Beautifully weighted kick for Zenos. Zenos didn't take the mark. Could have copped a free kick. Nothing happening. Now it's with Morris Dalton. The left foot from Morris Dalton. Second goal. 6 for Vic Metro. 6-5-41. Eastern Allies 1 behind, and we've got about a minute or so left, and that's how to finish a goal on the opposite foot.
Certainly is. Jeez. Still forward. Just the fend off pushing away from the contest, finding space. She can do it all, Nell Morris-Dalton, part of the Northern Knights premiership side in the NAB League Girls for 2019. 2 goals on the board. As we tick towards 1 minute remaining in the first half of footy. Vic Metro well on top. Thriving in these conditions. Hamilton getting boot to ball. It's a bouncing one. Sansonetti couldn't lay claim to it. Favell slipped over. Fitzgerald feeds the handball out, searching for Horn, takes it, kicks it away from the contest. Bouncing ball on half-back, collected here by Whelan for the Eastern Allies, gave it quickly to Hurrell, who pokes it inside 50. Hilla Stanbrook takes the mark. Centering ball, risky ball. Vic Metro players spoiled each other. Opportunity opened up for Odwago, who put it through for a minor score. 2 behinds the Eastern Allies. Vic Metro 6-5-41. Ticking down towards half-time.
So they bring the ball back in via Sansonetti. Could be coming back in there. It was Webster who jumped on the top of her opponent, and will have another ball up. Inside attacking 50 for the Eastern Allies. In fact, we won't. The siren has gone for half-time, and that is the Vic Metro side, 6-5-41 ahead of the Eastern Allies. 2 straight behinds, both scored in that quarter. It's a 39-point margin after Vic Metro led by 28 at quarter time. They have dominated all across the board here, Vic Metro, Matthew.
Well, they certainly have. Even though I felt momentum, particularly in the first 10 minutes, went the way of the Eastern Allies, just couldn't capitalise on that forward momentum. And in the end, at the end of the quarter, 18 inside 50s to 13. So it evened up a little bit. Eastern Allies got back into the game, but just that little lapse at the end of the term allowed Vic Metro to put on a couple of extra goals through Nell Morris-Dalton, who has 2. Also the goal kickers so far today, Zenos Van Oosterwyk, Gabby Newton and Cleo Saxon-Jones.
So most of the other stats are reasonably close, but it's the disposal count. You've 112 to 70, so 42 plus for Vic Metro after they were 20 plus at quarter time. Gabby Newton, 14 disposals individually and a goal. And for the other side of the fence, Prokopic's got 8 disposals for the Eastern Allies. That is the first half. We'll be back with the second half of this first game, the Eastern Allies versus Vic Metro, very shortly. Welcome back to Bond University for the NAB AFLW U18 Championships. The final day. It's a beautiful day on the Gold Coast. And at halftime in Game 1, Vic Metro dominant 6-5-41 against the Eastern Allies 2 behinds. The goal scorers Theodore Newton, Saxon Jones Van Oosterwyk and Morris Dalton has 2. She kicked in that second quarter. My name's Michael Price, calling the action with me, Matthew Cox. And Matthew, it has been a really dominant performance by Vic Metro. They're a good side.
Yeah, we knew how chock-a-block full of talent that they were, and that's coming to the fore on a really dry deck today. As we alluded to before, Metricon, we had a bit of drizzle, which made conditions damp. Wednesday was fine, but the ground was very boggy. Today, fast track, we're seeing the skill level come to the fore. The pressure coming to the fore. Felt the Eastern Allies were competitive in that second term, but just didn't get any reward for effort. We're underway for the third. Vic Metro again. All the pressure around the footy. Burke clearing kick out wide. Theodore chasing it over the line and out of play. It should be last disposal. Out of bounds rule, it is. So free kick will go the way of the Eastern Allies. Charlie Lovell has the ball in her possession. Her kick smothered by Theodore. Goes back in after it, does Lovell, but got caught. Mia King coming in to lend support. Didn't get the handball in the end from Hurrell. Bouncing ball, still centre wing out of side. Grant, her kick smothered. Hurry kick there given off from Gutnick. Goes straight down the throat of Tarrant.
Brenna Tarrant doing well in defence. Kicks it down the line. Oh, good grab. Over the back. Gee, she's a good player, Gabby Newton. Great transitional kick to Sansonetti. Straight down the middle. Through hands at the back. Doyle's going to be under pressure for Eastern Allies. The handball not taken. Picked up by Bannon. She has a ping and misses to the left.
Amazing.
Gabby Newton. She can do it all. She's played every line, attack, defence and in the middle for Vic Metro in these 3 days. What a dominant footballer.
Done it all. No other way of describing it. Doyle to bring the ball back into play for the Eastern Allies. It's a wide kick. Phillips, bouncing ball. Bannon, though, getting to it first. Ball over the line and out of play. 6-6-42, plays 2 behinds. 40-point advantage to Vic Metro. They've been the superior side in the match so far today. Tossed back in. Bobbling ball. King coming through, escapes the tackle, puts it into space. Theodore, does it sit kindly for her? Yes, it does. Felicity Theodore, high ball, hot spot. McClelland, great mark.
Gee, that is a good mark. She was under all kinds of pressure. Olivia O'Donnell coming through in defence. Was just one of 2 defenders, but what a strong set of hands in front of those 2 defenders.
Just held her ground, knew what she had to do. Laura McClelland lines up, slide angle, breeze behind her back, puts it straight over the top of the goal umpire's hat. 7-6-48, Vic Metro leading the Eastern Allies, just the 2 behind so far.
Just having a look at the coaching bench here for Vic Metro. How about the experience? You've got the playing legends of Nathan Burke and Lauren Arnell giving all of their knowledge to these young girls. You can certainly see a little bit of each of them in it. But looking forward to seeing how the Eastern Allies respond here. I'm loving this matchup. Mia King versus Georgia Patrikios as well. 2 guns against each other in the midfield. Once again, it's going to be balled up as we get another pack of players. Elizabeth Georgiou-Stathis, the last one up with the ball. Good ruck work there from Vic Metro. They're going to extract this ball yet again. Sansonetti toes it off the deck. She goes hard again. Still goes Sansonetti. Then gets down on the ball. Lucky not to get a free kick against her was Prokopic, who went over the top. We'll have another ball up. Handing the ball back there was Gemma Webster. So Hilla Stanbrook in the ruck versus Dennehy Maloney. It's a hyphenated ruck contest as it drops down to the bottom. Garnett puts it forward for the Allies. Once again, was Morris Dalton, who just sort of swung the head back there accidentally, collected an opponent. Allies still trying to get it within their attacking 50. It's just hacked out of there by Morris Dalton. Once again, a physical clash. Oh, just going in and grabbing it. Lagoya handballed it off to Patrikios. She's going to get it over the top now to Goodneck. Through traffic beautifully, but then parted with the handball, and it goes over to Garnett.
Who gets it to Hamilton, goes back to Garnett, has Bannon on her hammer. Did well to get the kick away. Almost intercepted by Hartwig inside defensive 50. Burke shovels it out. Hurley for the Eastern Allies gets caught. Ball still bobbling around. Mel Morris Dalton, she just bollocking her way through. The umpire finally blows the whistle, says, give it to me, I'll ball it up.
That was almost petulant, wasn't it? Just stand up, get away from me, as she brushed them off.
So just inside attacking 50 here for the Eastern Allies. The umpire says a push in the back, and it will be a free kick the way of Vic Metro in the hands of Xenos. Just assessing her options. Well wide here as Patrikios takes the mark. Still on half back. Congested in front of her. So decides to take on the player on the mark, which was Garnett, and got around her with ease. Dennehy Maloney sets sail with the kick down the broadcast wing. Mark, though, taken here by Tarrant.
Yeah, she's a good defender, Brenna Tarrant. She really reads the ball well in the air. Good pass there. Got it off to Hamilton in the headgear. Hamilton kicks it towards half forward. That's another strong mark. Well done. That could be 52 just quietly. Yes, it is. Just there against Isabella Grant. Free kick going to Olivia Edwards. Should bring her within goal scoring range. Now, she is kicking against a little bit of a breeze here, so the closer the better. This should be within range. Olivia Edwards, she did score a goal against the Central Allies in game 1 this week. So we see how she goes.
And their best chance to score a major so far today.
Absolutely. A diamond encrusted chance when you have a look at it, but it's across the face. You can just see where that wind affected, and out of bounds on the full. It's going to be a free kick to Vic Metro in the back pocket.
With Cleo Saxon-Jones. Goes down the outer side with a thumping kick for Val. Prime position, was unable to take it. King trying to work her way through the contest. Bobbles the ball into the middle. Collected there by Lovell. Feeds the handball back to Favell, who goes forward. For the Eastern Allies, ball off hand. Grand couldn't take it cleanly. Hurry kick from Hurley inside 50. Noel Morris Dalton came. Duogo was able to get hands to it. The ball just dribbles over the boundary line and out of play.
So 46 points the margin. That is a game high. Vic Metro led by 31 at halftime and 28 at quarter time. They've been quite dominant all day. The throw in. Everybody missed it. Doyle picks it up for the Allies. Handball off now. Gets it back to Taylor. Sky ball to the pocket. Oh, reading it well there, but just not quite taking the mark there was Hurrell. Vic Metro coming out now. Harley. Can't quite take the mark. Vic Metro still got a chance here on the outer side. It's picked up there by Harley again, and she hacks it forward. It's going to be a free kick. It's last touch, so it'll go to the Eastern Allies on the outer side. You can just see on the outer side in the couple of grandstands there, the flag in the middle too is definitely blowing to the left of screen.
Morey, her kick comes inboard. Mark taken here by Garnett. She goes short to Favell under all sorts of pressure from Cleo Saxon-Jones, and it's going to be pinged. She plays on immediately, Cleo Saxon-Jones, but put that one out on the full. So the Eastern Allies get a reprieve.
See, Vic Metro, they're playing on at all costs as well, really taking on the person on the mark.
Haven't taken the foot off the throttle at all, despite their significant margin. There's a bit of holding going their way. Cleo Saxon-Jones this time just possesses the footy rather than playing on. High ball. Oh, just out the back. Patrikios evades the tackle, takes one bounce inside 50, puts the handball over the top into a bit of space for Theodore to put it through. the captain for today for Vic Metro. 8-6-54 now, the Victorian side. The Eastern Allies, just a couple of minor scores on the board.
Yeah, a great finish there, but once again, it's Patricios who actually just had the presence of mind to loop the handball over, just overcooked it, but Felicity Theodore made it look really good. Diminutive, but very tough. She kicked the first goal of the game and the most recent one as well. So 2-2 Felicity Theodore, and the 8th for Vic Metro. Just having a look at the stats there, Gabby Newton on fire, 15 disposals and a goal, 4 clearances as well. Lagoya has 10 disposals, and Theodore herself now 9 disposals and the 2 goals as well. We're back into the middle. Let's see what happens here. Gabby Newton puts herself in for Vic Metro. Sansonetti. It's turned over now. Oh, good run. Good dummy from Favell. It was Pease who couldn't quite tow it forward. She's in there, and Favell goes in and makes the tackle again. So we'll have another ball up, still inside the centre square. For the Eastern Allies, though, it's Garnett who's got 10 and Mia King with 9. But they're down on the disposal count all over. 137 plays 96, so it's now 41. That's quite a disparity in disposals, so they're getting their hands on the ball a hell of a lot more, Vic Metro, and that's showing on the scoreboard. Now here's Crelly. Chips it up. A lot of pressure on her. Mia King again. She's got pressure on her, but they still put it forward. Mark not taken. Mia King just down behind play. Towed forward there for Vic Metro by Purcell. Allies will get the free kick, though. Was that an illegal hold and in the Shepherd? So it was Olivia Edwards who's got the ball. She's going to handball it back inboard. Hurrell inside 50. Over the hands of everybody at the back of the pack. Allies with a chance. And it was Prokopic who just got her toe to ball. It's only a behind, but the third behind for the Allies. 54 plays 3, 51 points the margin as Sansonetti plays on for Metro.
She does and goes towards Newton. Did she get a shove in the back? She did. Free kick will go her way on half back. Mia King back on her feet too. Just her head landed on the ground, which is why she was slow to get up. But still out there for the Eastern Allies. Lagoya, centering ball. Oh, courage there from Purcell to take the mark. Moves it quickly for Vic Metro. It's out the back again. It'll be the Eastern Allies, though, through Lovell. This won't be a clearing kick outside a defensive 50. Zenos leads the foot race. She collects it. Half forward flank broadcast side. A toe poke kick over the top to Barber. Just missed it. Eastern Allies trying to get their way through traffic. The umpire's pinged holding the footy. Vic Metro will get the free kick on a 45-degree angle. 35 metres out. It's in the hands of Laura McClelland. Took a brilliant mark in that second term and kicked the goal. Comes in. Left foot kick. Looked a little awkward off the boot. It just goes to the left-hand side. A minor score. 8-7-55 Vic Metro. They lead the Eastern Allies just the 3 behinds. 2 minutes remaining in the third term.
So the Allies to bring the ball back in. Tarrant. Good kick, good fly. McClellan through hands. That was a good tackle there from Gemma Webster on her opponent in Goodneck. So Webster will take the free kick. Incorrect disposal. She's got a lead on here. Oh, well done. She's taken the mark. No, she grasped it just before the boundary line. Boundary umpire hasn't rewarded that. So will be a throw in. Still an attacking area for Vic Metro. Just at left half forward. They're leading this one by 52 points. Dominant side of the championship so far. Hillestanbrook flat bats it basically towards the boundary line. Well done by Webster. Good pressure there by Fitzgerald. Just puts her off the ball over the boundary line through the interchange gates. We'll get a throw in.
Smack bang on centre wing. Right in front of our broadcast position here at the beautiful Bond University. The scene for the final day of action of the 2019 NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships. Barber out the back, got pushed off the footy. Quick kick from Evans, didn't go anywhere. Handball pops out to Lagoya. High ball in the Theodore direction. Half forward. Bobbled away from her. Coming through Harley. Zenos in support. Flicks the ball out wide. Lagoya hunting it. Snaps. Ball hits the woodwork. Geez, that would have been good. Minor score. 8:56 plays, just 3 behinds. Vic Metro firmly in control with 30 seconds left on the clock.
53 points the margin now, and once again that disparity in the disposal count is what's, I suppose, the biggest alarm bell. It's 147 to 109, 38 disposals. The difference is Patricios has the ball now. Stunning midfielder from the Calder Candles. Oh, there she goes again, selling the big dummy from 45. Has a red-hot go at it, just to the left. Tell you what, she's not short in confidence. That's one thing, is Patricios. She's got a lot of party tricks in the bag and not afraid to let them loose. 54 points the margin now. 8-9, 57 to 3 straight behinds for the Eastern Allies at 3/4 time. As I just said, 39 difference in the disposals, but individually, what are the numbers quickly?
Individually, Gabby Newton leading all comers on the ground with 16 touches. Lagoya the next best with 13. And then for the Eastern Allies, Mia King, as you'd expect, right up the top of the sheet with 11 touches, 10 to Georgia Garnett.
And in that quarter, McClellan and Theodore, the goal scorers for Vic Metro. They lead by 54 points. Back with the final quarter very shortly here at the NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships. Welcome back to Bond University on the Gold Coast for the final day of the NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships. Michael Price and Matthew Cox calling all of your action here. And it is the game between Vic Metro and Eastern Allies at three-quarter time. It's Vic Metro all over them. 8-9-57. The Eastern Allies 3 behinds. 54 points the margin after they led by 31 at half-time and 28 at quarter-time. It's been a dominant affair. Gabby Newton on fire for the Vic Metro.
Yeah, and as we've already alluded to, she's played much more midfield time today. Just thrown the magnets around a little bit in this game, Vic Metro, testing the versatility of the players, which for all the recruiters and scouters and coaches too that are here from the AFLW world, I get to see exactly what these players can do as Newton goes forward. Just off the shin of McClelland. A bouncing ball, Doyle chasing it. Newton again applying pressure. Barber tried paddling it. Pease emerged with it for the Eastern Allies. High ball towards the centre wing. Again, it's all Vic Metro jumpers around the footy. Patrikios to Newton. To Grant, that is, on that centre wing outer side. There's players inboard if they can get it there, but unfortunately they were unable to. Free kick will go the way of the Eastern Allies and it will be in the hands of Camilla Taylor.
So Taylor, just in front of the grandstands, outer side here, Bond University Oval. Beautiful conditions, well done. Floated and Patrikios cuts it off for Vic Metro. Yeah, the ground staff have done beautifully after a shocking week and a half of weather. Ground looking a treat. At the back of the pack, Taylor hooks it around to the wing. Off the hands of Patrikios. Oh, no, it's not. She goes back, gets it, and hooks a handball over a melon. Beautifully done. The tackling effort there was too high on Barber. She'll get the free kick on the outer side. He pops it up to half forward. Pack of players. Good spoil there coming from McClellan. Ground level. Ball really in dispute here. Picked up there, hacked forward there by Gabby Newton again. Bounces inside 50. Beautifully controlled by Fitzgerald. Just missed a handball to Van Oosterwyk, who went back and got it. Comes out. Here we go. Good shot. Back of the pack, though. Was well controlled. It's actually towed against the point post, so it's going to be a throw in there. Could have been a rush behind, but not.
I think they were trying to do that and it just bounced.
Just wondering in the men's game whether they'd pay that as deliberate. You never know.
Don't ask complicated questions on a Friday morning. Ball thrown in. King hovering, collects, weaves through traffic beautifully does Mia King. Gets it back, snaps it around her body. Dribbling ball for Morey, up half back for the Eastern Allies. They work it to Favell, takes it, sprints away from the contest. High ball towards half forward. Nell Morris-Dalton, who's been shifted into defence in the second half, collects. She snaps it around her body. Crelly takes it, wax boot to ball. It's a spirally one in the goal square. In the safe hands, though, of Sarah Hartwig. She takes it in the defensive goal square for Vic Metro.
That was really good by Morris Dalton off the ball. Just cleared a bit of a path there as well as it's hooked back there for Denahim Maloney. Gabby Newton. Oh, Mia King, hang on. All down, and there's that. It does not look good. Oh, she's got holding onto her right knee is Mia King. Trainer straight out there. She copped a bit of a knock to it. She's been a superstar for the Eastern Allies, Mia King, throughout this championships. Best on ground versus Central Allies and very good versus Vic Country, and that doesn't look good on the right knee.
No, it doesn't. Holding it together, though, Mia King, as she comes from the ground. Eastern Allies inside attacking 50. Morris Dalton just bollocking her way through. Eastern Allies collect the footy in the middle. Hurrell weaved through traffic. Coming late there was Grant. Impact the contest, gets it to Barber. Just a little too hot there for Patrikios, but even when you do that, she's able to collect it. Here's Burke, feeds it inboard to Horn. Long kick, just out of the grasp of Phillips for the Eastern Allies. Under pressure from Theodore, had Favell in support. Comes wide. Awkward bouncing ball for Purcell. Into the hands. And kicking it around her body there was Webster. Inboard for the Eastern Allies. It's going to be collected by Cleo Saxon-Jones. Just got boot to ball now. Burke Feeds it towards Barber, punched out of her hands. Now Zenos on the outside, Patrikios in space. Oh, she did that beautifully. Burke, Saxon Jones, wax boots a ball, a high one, straight down the throat though of Sophie Phillips.
So Phillips from Bomaderry, long down the line. Back of the pack. Oh, the Vicks had the numbers there. They probably could have raffled it. Saxon Jones did well through traffic. Handball over the top to Edwards. It's going to bounce just in front of both players. Is well controlled there for the Allies. That's a beautifully directed kick to Hilla Stanbrook. So the big ruck. Oh, geez, that's a wobbly ball drop, but it just goes towards the boundary line. Aduago's going to just scored it over there. There'll be a throw in. Just to the left of the Vic bench. It'll be a free kick, sorry. It'll go to Victoria Metro. Grant, and that's a strong mark taken by Georgia Garnett. Just got Lagoya out of the road. Outsized her, really. Eduardo stood up beautifully there. The hands came down and roved by Alice Burke. Puts it into the middle of the ground. Bounces backwards for Vic Metro to Goodneck. She turns it over, though. It's going to bounce now for Doyle. She controls it for the Allies.
Just gets a quick kick away, well weighted to Garnett. The Eastern Allies, they've tried hard, had their moments in this game, but been able to impact the scoreboard. Ball off hands for Val, been prominent today for the Eastern Allies, and all week for that matter. They'll get the free kick here going the way of Prokopic. Centre wing, broadcast side, stabs it short, it's turned it over. And Vic Metro will make you pay when you do that. Good Nick. Straight down the throat of Harley. Has multiple options inside 50, but missed all of them. Pease working her way out of defensive 50. Puts it into the hands of Georgia Stathis.
Oh, she puts the afterburners on and kicks it straight back inside 50. Van Oosterwyk just with the outstretched arms. It was a good kick. So Van Oosterwyk from the pocket. She's only about 25 metres out, but slight angle to the left. Can get yet another goal. She got the last goal of the first quarter. Comes in, just stabs at top of the square. Good mark. Is taken there by Fitzgerald, just at the front of the pack. Good strong hands, Jess Fitzgerald from the Northern Knights. Comes in, one or two steps, not a problem.
No, going to come back over the mark.
Just let her have it. Just let her have it. No, I understand. She was to the right of where the mark was. Has to come back and do the right thing.
And while we've got a pause in play, we must also give a shout out to the umpires. They've been brilliant this week.
I think they have.
Just as much workload as the players out there, and they've adjudicated really, really well.
Yeah, Fitzgerald pops it through, but have to concur with you there, Matthew. The standard of umpiring has been outrageously good with regards to letting the play flow and picking the right free kicks at the right time. So Vic Metro extend their lead. It's now 10 straight goals, 9-9-63 to 3 behinds, and we've played around about 7.5 minutes of the final term here at Bond University.
Which means we've got 7.5 remaining, straight 15-minute quarters in the NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships. Day 3, Game 1. Coming up for you at midday, we have Vic Country and Western Australia. And then the final game of the championships a little later today. All coming your way through the AFLW YouTube page as Vic Metro try to work it clear. Bobbled out of the hands of Favell. Hamilton will move it forward for the Eastern Allies. Grant, desperate marking attempt. Came off hands. Good body work there from Olivia Edwards. Ball extracted the way of Metro. Georgia Stathis broke free somehow. Ball in the middle. McClellan decided to play on. Didn't realise she had Hurrell on her hammer. Delivers it towards Fitzgerald. This is dangerous. She wheels this way, and that does beautifully. Fitzgerald, right foot kick. Doesn't beat the last line of defence for the Eastern Allies. Taking the mark there and clearing it away, O'Donnell.
Oh, dangerous. Brings it back in. Rove by Patrikios, and she kicks it towards the top of the square, and Emily Harley takes a mark on her chest. That was just a dangerous kick in, very direct, read well by Patrikios, and Harley, who's kicked a goal in each of the matches so far, makes that a clean sweep, her first goal of the day. 10-9-69 plays 3 straight behinds. They have been a dominant side throughout this championships, Vic Metro, and it's no different today, really asserting their authority.
Certainly are. We've mentioned it multiple times. Superior skill throughout the week. Didn't get the best opportunity to showcase that on Monday at Metricon and Wednesday at Southport. But in perfect conditions here. The wind has dropped in this final term. Flagpole on that outer side.
20 disposals to Gabby Newton now, 15 to Patrikios and 13 to Lagoya.
So back in the middle. The Eastern Allies will look to work it clear. Dennehy Maloney tracking it. Sansonetti there to support, applying the tackle. Somehow the Eastern Allies emerged with it momentarily. All just being pressured forward by them at the moment. Now it pops out to Patrikios. Back pocket. Goes in the Georgia Stathis direction. Did she get infringed? And no, says the umpire. She lays on the tackle here. A little high, Georgia Stathis. The Eastern Allies to get the free kick on half forward. Maury with the ball in her hands. Just outside attacking 50. Be good if they could get one major on the board as a reward for their effort today. They won't get it there, though, as the ball goes out on the full.
So the kicking with what wind there is to the left of screen this quarter, the Eastern Allies. Brought back in. That's a good juggling mark taken by Georgia Stathos. Looping handball over the top to Saxon Jones. She just promotes it down the wing. Foot race on. It's picked up there by Hurrell. Tackled beautifully. She lets loose the ball. And illegally. So it's a great tackle in the end by McClellan. She brings the ball back into the middle. Lagoya. She's got a runner, gives the handball off. Well, guess who? It's Patrikios. She dribbles it inside 50. Well done to Zenos. Goes one way, then the other. It's the handball away. Eastern Allies going to escape. Hurrell long down the wing. 2 on 1 here. Tarrant for the Allies just holds the ball in. And we'll get a ball up on the outer side. Alice Burke hands the ball back. Would have seen her dad do that. Last one up from a stoppage after a few times.
Of course, watching on today is the Vic Metro coach. Hamilton tracking it. Does the fend off beautifully. She's had a good week for the Eastern Allies. The kick goes straight down the throat of Sansonetti, who's also had a good week for Vic Metro inside defensive 50. Goes in search for Theodore. Uses her body well, then applies the tackle on Phillips. Ball spills free. Adwogo coming through. Wax boot to ball. It's a hurried one. It's bouncing. Good body work there from Purcell. We'll get to the ball first, but she's under immediate pressure. Taken over the line. Desperate stuff from Prokopic. Sees the ball out of play. We'll throw it in. Half forward flank on the broadcast side for the Eastern Allies.
She's had a good game today. Again, Prokopic, Amy Prokopic from Clarence in Tassie. 12 disposals now. That's going to be a free kick, and it's going to go to Georgia Patrikios from the middle. Her 18th disposal. No, it's going to Saxon Jones. Umpire brings it back. Kicks it into the middle. Trying to find the run of her teammates. Puts a couple of them under pressure. Ball comes out to Patrikios. Yeah, one hand is being controlled, so she used the other one to get it on her foot. Well done, Fitzgerald, through the corridor. Vacant goal square, and good mark floating across from Laura McClellan. And again, that is just direct football going straight to the top of the square. Dangerous spot, but geez, they've taken some great marks. They've dominated in the air today as well.
Particularly McClellan has positioned herself really well in the contest.
Well, here she comes. She's kicked a goal in the third quarter. And this one, she makes no mistake. Really hammering it home now, the Vic Metro girls. 11-9-75. The Eastern Allies 3 behind. So it's a 72-point margin. And they don't look like they're going to be taking the foot off the pedal. They'll just run out of time to keep scoring.
Yes, that's it. Only a minute left on the clock in the final term. But, geez, they've been dominant. And have a look at this midfield assembled here for Vic Metro. You've got Saxon Jones in the ruck, Patrikios, Newton, Lagoya.
Fairly handy.
And, of course, Mia King going from the ground early if you've just joined us with a knee issue. Favell, her handball astray for Odwogo. Ball on the ground. It'll emerge the way of the Eastern Allies. Newton tackled well and will get a free kick. 30 seconds left on the clock. Gabby Newton, been brilliant today. Goes to Saxon Jones. We know she's got a good leg on her. Goes inside 50 with the kick. Ball off hands, Eastern Allies through Evans. Pops it dangerously into space here for Theodore. Paddles it, can't gather it. Time running out.
Poor
Lagoya. And the free kick will go the way of Theodore. Fitting that the ball ends up in the hands of today's skipper for the Vic Metro side. On a 45-degree angle, about 40 metres from goal. Just to put the cherry on the top for Vic Metro in what's been a dominant performance for them today. Felicity Theodore from the Calder Cannons comes in. Drop punt on its way is going to fall short. And no score added. So 11-9-75 Vic Metro defeating the Eastern Allies, just the 3 behinds in Game 1 of Day 3 of the 2019 NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships.
And they go through the championships undefeated. Vic Metro, they defeated Vic Country in, in round 1. They absolutely poleaxed them by 44 points. They came over, beat Western Australia at Metricon on day 1 by 17. Defeated Queensland at Southport on Wednesday by 18 points, and today they have done a job on the Eastern Allies by 72 points. Well done, the girls from Vic Metro and the coaching staff as well, and well played, the Eastern Allies. Just having a look on the bench, and did you see Mia King make her way back out there? Yeah, she is. She's actually slowly walking there. That has got to be some kind of good sign. I'm no medical expert, but that's got to be some kind of good sign if she's walking over there as well.
And her sister just having a conversation with, I think that's Ellie McKenzie, who didn't play today for Vic Metro, so has a little limp up, but hopefully it's just a knock. It was an awkward positioning there on the centre wing when she got collected. Didn't look too much, but just the way that she got up was makes you a little nervous if you're from Tassie, but hopefully she's okay.
Basically didn't play the last quarter, still led the disposal for Eastern Allies with 14. 9 clearances to lead all comers on the field with regards to clearances. So Mia King, a superstar for the Eastern Allies. But that is Game 1. We'll be back with what should measure up as match of the day. Vic Country versus Western Australia coming up at midday on the NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships.